Bringing us audio live and bringing us over to the Wolves of Ron. Hello. Hello, dear people. And greetings.
Hello, Internet.
Yeah, we find ourselves yet again on a journey. Ah! I'm silly. Alright, so. No, don't move it. So, welcome to the Wolves of Ron. And, we are going to be joining you tonight for a little bit of adventure. Uh, One moment, I'm just getting something that will force this shit to stay on. Ooh. In the corner, who cares? Alright. So, hi. It's Wolves of Ron time. Last time on, our party finished saving some cattle, and they're bringing it home, and they happen upon a little farmstead. And they bring their Viking bros here. And Album, you're trying to meet with a nice old lady.
Indeed.
So, um, we come back. Do you remember what you were trying to do with the nice old lady?
Um, well, you're talking about the lady in the farmstead, right?
The lady who's mixing the potions and such, yes.
Yeah, I was kind of just interning,
Mm-hmm.
watching her work, trying to learn a little bit.
So she lets
Um,
you see the combination of some basic spell reagents, although nothing that would strike you as particularly surprising. Not spell reagents, potion reagents. So, um, roll me a wisdom check.
let's see. Good old whiz.
All right. So, nothing about the potion making or the herbs she has strikes you as terribly odd. Some of the potions she has long term seem to be very reliable, but like the basic healings and shit that she's making are not. You do continuously find your eyes drawn to these figurines, however, these jet black figurines that line some of the walls of this room. You can help notice the children were carving wooden ones of similar types. These glossy black smooth figurines constitute 3 badgers, 2 boars, and a number of other animals that I will list here. And she is
Hmm?
left conspicuously absent what they do, or why she has them, or why they seem so different from the wooden carved ones. Because these are like rough-hewn wooden carving. Like, there are rough-hewn wooden carvings that look a bit like this, like the children members of the family make. But these ones look like glossy black, smooth, and almost like stone or something. And other than that, like the potion making doesn't strike you as particularly noteworthy.
Um, let's see. I asked the old lady, um, hey, those carvings there are quite nice. Might I purchase one?
And she gives you a side eye and says mirthlessly, "No, stranger. They have sentimental value. I'm sure you understand."
Ah, of course, of course. Um, can I, without like doing anything fancy, just like looking at them, can I try to glean uh any of its? any like magical nature.
You have the, like, magic version of the elf sight, right?
Maybe?
Rather than the shooting better with bows, you're better at casting spells.
Yes.
Okay, so you get the vague impression that these are touched in some way. Like, as you look at them, you almost hear like an errant piano chord. To be near them, there's almost a little bit unsettle. There is a whisper of magics you dare not touch, so deeply far from proper are they.
Ooh,
It gives you a little bit of the air of chaos, but you're not going to get more than that without either having a relevant book or casting a spell.
fair. I do not wish to antagonize the old woman, so I will
Mm.
leave it at that.
Alright, she completes making some potions, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys were like buying potions from her?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, because we have a lot of money to spend.
Yeah, and we could definitely use some potions.
So,
Give us the goods.
yes, for a considerable exchange of fee, um, of your various ill-gotten gold and jeweled treasures, you receive 3 potions of healing. They're all brewed up, and you watch the process, so you know that this fizzy lemon vanilla liquid will indeed do the job. Album. So, you guys receive after some time. The family member kind of awkwardly waits with the rest of the party in the chamber that is the Steed House. Large, dark, wooden peasant home. Um, Frogborg, would you be up to anything? Would you be snooping?
I probably would be shopping because I need to get a new round shield. And
There's no shopping out here, buddy. You're at
oh
like
damn,
one weird old lady's house and her grandkids in the middle of fucking nowhere.
oh damn.
Other than directly with her,
Yeah.
there is no commerce to be done. There is no store. The only person who's doing business is in the other room.
Well then, I think I'm going to be counting how many things are on top. What is it? Counting like the tiles in the ceiling because it's just like, oh great.
No, you count the beams connecting
Does
the
it take
thatch
forever
roof.
for this to get going?
Yeah, it takes a while. You count all of the beams several times, and then finally, album emerges. With Myunke, the business is concluded, and you do note that the sun is low in the sky. And she says, "Oh my, are you looking for a place to stay the night?"
Um, I suppose we would be. I'm trying to remember.
You're trying
Uh,
to return with a. Actually, didn't you send other party members to drive the cattle, or am I crazy?
yes, we did do that.
Yeah, we
And
spent
Then
I
a
you're
think,
lot of time with the cattle like
then
that.
you're just
Yeah.
trying to catch back up with the party.
okay, yeah, yeah. So we don't have a need to stay. We could just go.
Which is very well then. Safe travels. You see the elf merchant out by the splitting stump kind of give you a silver-eyed glance. And yeah, the groups up, and the 5 of you who are here depart.
Excellent. Can I hand an item directly to Trogborg, in Foundry?
Um, I think if you drop it on the ground, someone else can pick it up. Maybe it's only torches. If you have access to his sheet, you can. But I don't know if I did it that way. If it's a common item, you could just tell him and he could drag it on himself.
Yeah, the potion of healing. I figured I'd give two of them to Triborg.
Yeah. There's East Kirlizia, the group that went ahead, has already arrived with cows, you presume. And then there's you. You step out into the fen. It's late in the day. Nothing bothers you, but you do have to take a moment to find a flat piece of ground before heading forward and camping. You hear distant ow, ow, howls from wolves in the woods, but they do not bother you. And the next day, you can make it easily into the city.
Very good.
Is you arrive at Hadhu City. And as your allies have already come and turned in their spoils to the kindly farm lady, who has rewarded you with her thanks, which is about what she offered.
Oh, right. We were taking our own cut surreptitiously.
Indeed. So, you know, some meat has come your way, as not all of the cows make it home.
A terrible shame, really. We did our best.
Yeah. And Yarny, she's very thankful, and she says that she's sure you will have the love of the common people after this.
Truly, there can be no greater reward.
Yes, yes.
So, you find yourself at the edge of the slums at this little farmhouse overlooking the ruined fields and the desolated northeastern quarter of the city, the only fully ruined quarter of the city. The strangely billowing smokestack of coal stack burns warped to your southwest, where the strange red priest resides.
Um, so we were at the farmstead to deliver something from the quote unquote priest. Did we get, like, did she ask us to take anything back?
Oh, yeah, so you did. Would you have dropped off? I'm so sorry, I forgot that. Thank you for remembering. You pick up a package. And she, like, tips you 50 silver, so 5 gold. Do you want to return the package now directly to this fellow?
Yep, we are in the neighborhood.
Alright, so you head through the burned out slum. Destroyed, there's pooled rainwater, rotted timbers, spattered and painted ash, and just, you know, cracked building all over. You have to find your way around several sinkholes and other discombobulations of the street.
A lovely place.
Indeed. And so, you head through the ruined district. And as you are about to reach where you are going, you see a strange set of thick vines growing out of a burnt building, surprisingly verdant in this place of destruction. Of
I was
course,
just hanging out.
yes, you could just continue along the way.
Uh, sorry, were you about to say something?
No.
No. Well, I'm curious. I take a closer look.
All right. You peer. Do you like just like try and take it in, or do you start to like disturb the vines?
I'm trying to identify it, so if it's not like obviously dangerous, I might like poke and prod leaves or whatever.
All right. Give me an int check.
See? I'm feeling very smart.
Yeah. So there is a strange occurrence here. There is a sense of the Fae touching this place, as if though some plan run afoul by the chaotic scorching has birthed something anew or early. You feel as if though to have any disruption to this place would invariably intertwine you in some unseelie plot or entity of that ilk.
Oh. Uh,
So you
uh,
could pull apart aside the vines, but that would be disturbing them.
Ooh, part of me really wants to know what's going on. Part of me is like, we got places to be. I explain the situation to Trogvork and ask what he thinks we should do.
We need to investigate these vines.
Very well.
Yeah, let's do it. This sounds like an adventure.
I moves the vines aside to try to step in, take a look at what's going on inside.
All right, so as you peel apart the vines, they sort of all withdraw, scrunch up, and then twist and disgorge a rather boggy-looking woman, blinking, bewildered, and unaware of where she is. Her hair is like the roots of stumpy swamp trees. And I would say that Album would recognize immediately that what you see is a wheeled hag.
Hmm.
They're usually drawn to the deep and boggy woods.
Um, I would do kind of a little polite bow. Uh, you know, greetings, hag. You seem far from home.
Yeah, so she blinks and says, "Who are you? Who am I?" As she seems quite bewildered by the whole situation. She seems like she's not even sure how to react. Speaking of which, what is your charisma modifier?
Um, +0. It's my charisma is
Alright.
11.
Roll me 2d6.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh.
She says, "You know what I am. You must help me, elf creature." She seems
Uh,
quite taking a shine quickly to you.
if I may be of service, what do you need?
Well, I don't know what I need. I don't know where I am.
What's the name of this city again?
Hadhu City.
Hadhus. I would quickly explain that we are in Hadhus City, in the middle of a populated settlement,
It becomes
essentially.
clear to you quickly that no amount of explanation is going to. As the more bewildered she gets, the more clear it is, upon her own reflections, even that she doesn't know where anything is or what anything's named. So you're not going to probably get anything very good for her, um, in this fashion. Um, which is to say, she does. She seems to have amnesia. She doesn't remember shit. She doesn't know shit. Um, and the vines just seem to have spat her out and sort of receded flatly into normal plant-like nature. Um, you're not sure how this could have come to pass, but yeah, there is now a hag with you, and she seems eager to join your company for want of anything else to do or anywhere else to go.
Well, no complaints here. I would try to do a quick search of the building just to see if there's any clues as to what happened.
Yeah, you search the building and find no indication of a precise event, but lots of context clues. There appears to be like a strange growth in the basement, and it appears to have blossomed from a seed, taken from perhaps a dark wood. It reminds you very much of the stuff that you saw around the Toki farmstead that you just came from.
Oh, curious.
Indeed.
Well, in the meantime, I'd say, well, you're welcome to join us. Have some travels ahead of us, but if that's no problem to you, then welcome.
Yeah, she seems to take it all in stride, and the other Vikings with you do sort of say as an aside to Trogborg, "Are we really going to take a hag with us? Aren't they cursed or full of ill luck?"
Trogor removes his helmet to just scratch, and he's just like, is it a hag? Or just like, person just like stuck?
What, huh? What do you mean
It,
a hag or stuck? A hag could be stuck somewhere.
yeah. Uh, yeah. He's gonna be like waiting on Elvin to be like, yeah, what are we doing?
Oh, well, it's good to make friends where you can. Uh, After all, many an adventure has been turned around by unlikely fellows.
Then just like leans in and just be like, what's a hag? In a whisper.
uh, I might say, I might like say something like, just a witch of the wilds. Close enough.
Yeah, so the
Mhm.
party doesn't question their elf wizard, considering they've seen you, do some formidable magic, and they're like, well, I guess if you say so. We were pretty much they were pretty much down to like ride with like the evil chaos magic guy, so they're not really gonna like put up too much of a fuss about acquiring a hag. But you arrive at the burning tower, coal stack. It is still so. Hey, Power Up Games is still suffused with the this brimstone energy that you felt before, and it is somewhat uneasy upon the eye. To look at it, its edge seemed to shift and change, and perspective is skewed. Its walls all meshed and melded together, somehow standing tall despite the fact that many rooms are broken open into the air. And with that, you've arrived, and you come again to there's like various shady looking characters, toughs and vagabonds, pirates and thieves, gaming and trading ill-gotten gains, and again you are taken to the office of Dirug. Father Red, who wears a red robe and is self-styled and has introduced himself as a priest of the people. The wheeled hag does not say anything, assuming she is supposed to be there, and he does not acknowledge her beyond a scant nod, assuming she too is supposed to be there. As the priest says, I presume you have what I sent you for?
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Produce the package.
A knoll sort of leans over the desk that he sits before, the empty, burning slums behind him on this third story, as he's just in half an office. And you hand over a wrapped package. He pulls the strings to find a simple oak box. He slides it open to take just a peek, closes it swiftly, and smiles deeply and says, Friend Gna, give them their money. And Gna, with a gnollish, gnarled laugh, yes, we have what we need. Tosses you a thick bag. Looking inside, you see 100 gold pieces.
Oh, damn.
The people will surely
Suddenly,
thank you.
Suddenly, I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't have handed that over.
Indeed. Well, you're here. He's got 5 bandits, 2 gnolls, and himself. If you were thinking about doing anything about that, there are other people who would probably witness it, but based off of loyalty, you don't think anybody else would come join him in the fight, if you see what I'm saying.
Well, I started by just asking, so what is it that we just spent this time getting for you?
He looks at you a little quizzically and says, When I enlisted your service as a courier, I assumed that I had also purchased your discretion.
Hey, look, I'm not forcing you to tell me anything. It's mere curiosity.
Well, let's just say that for those who are more enlightened, Mirin Keitoki has additional services. And it is these which I have contracted her for.
I see. And in my mind, I think back to the unnerving carvings, and decide that I don't want to get involved in this.
Mm-hmm. So, I take it the party gets the fuck out of the slums. Where are you headed?
We had a couple other side quests, if I recall. Let me see. We were trying to make our way to the Dark Altar on the east side. Assuming the Triborg is still amenable.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Yeah.
Or if you have an idea, I'm willing to follow.
Uh, Anything? I think we just go to get some stuff from the market district, maybe just purchase stuff,
Sure.
get that going, and then perhaps go down to the ale house and like listen in.
Yeah, absolutely. So, at the Gilded Circle, you find anything that you care to find. If you'd like to buy a new round shield and the like, it's all for sale. Transactions take place.
Cool.
You've been to the Kingsway Inn at 12, and you know that it is a brilliant 4-story Wattle and Daub inn, and that all sorts of conversation is had there with food and drink flowing. Do you want to go listen to what might be heard there?
Of course. Let's see about what sort of fun stuff is happening.
Indeed. So, You hear people gabbing. First, you say someone, every lord and lady's soldiers stand ready. War must be imminent. I think they're going to go and have it out in the open field. But isn't his camp out in the swamp? Ah, well, they'll add to the mustering field. There's sort of a haggard conversation over what will occur. And in terms of more local news, someone says, everyone's looking to see when the princess will sail for the Kingstone. I'm worried about what might happen while she's away, though. You don't know if these rumors are true, but you do hear people talking about it. In addition to that, someone says, I hear dark sails were seen near the seminary. It's not a good sign. And with the burning of Covenant Point, who knows what could happen?
Cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, so. You find yourselves in the market district, and as you reflect upon the vast wealth that you withdrew from Covenant Point, it does occur to you that if you could hit the undergirding of this Rock of the Law seminary while they were distracted by some other force, you could make it off with so much treasure that you would want for nothing, and could easily return to your homeland to rest in your riches. You already have some heat on you, and although the bounty has been redacted for killing their religious leaders due to the chaos plans afoot, well, you could still slide in and get some stuff from the tomb. You could try and pursue further the Clash of the Dragons, but you think that the cleanest shot to not dying and getting out with loot is going to be below this seminary. And as it happens, you find a very drunken acolyte later in the day. He was, after relieving himself in the alley, is quite collapsed. And he's murmuring about wasn't good enough for those stupid Madeirans. Picking and trying to pick himself up off the side of the wall and get back into the King's Way.
Well, fella, what happened to you?
And he's like, oh, it was awful. You get prepared your whole life, and they don't tell you you have to go sit in a room and listen to your organs squeak around. He grabs at his chest. Thuds and bumps and slithers. Do you know how disgusting your insides are? He shivers.
What the heck did they do to you?
They put me in the chamber. I couldn't take it. I had to go. He kind of, hacks up and coughs a little. And says, I just don't understand. What was I supposed to learn? I'm so devoted to Madeira. Is that really what it takes to do holy magic? Ugh. I had a letter and everything. But I was rejected. Because I couldn't stay in the stupid chamber. It was making me crazy.
They did that to you here in the city?
No. The Rock of the Law Seminary.
Just out of character, that's the place that we're considering raiding.
Yeah, so the Rock of the Law Seminary has below it the Crypt of the Law, which is like a really big place full of like ancient relics of value and such. And the Rock of the Law Seminary itself, on top, it's like on a cliff, right? Like at the top of the cliff there's stuff, but then down through the cliff there's stuff too. And, yeah, he says the Modir Yaki has very strict ideas about how these sorts of things are done. When I was there was even an attack I barely heard. I saw some bodies and broken oars down in the waters below. think some of those damn sea wolves managed to get in down there.
I would offer this fine gentleman a drink of water from like I'm assuming we're carrying like water
No
skins or
wineskin. Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
You're like, that sounds terrible, my friend. But however did you make it out of there?
He says, "Oh well, they put me on the next boat home, but already there were starting to be strange figures. So after some kerfuffle, I went down the cliff face the long way, and a boat picked me up. I saw strange lapping caves, marked with the symbols I think they said were associated with the sea combers. And a local fisherman brought me back here. Not for cheap either. Ugh.
Man, it sounds like you've had quite the week.
I'll have to put in somewhere else. Yes, I still know I can become a lawful priest of Madeira, but not there.
What did they promise you anyway? Why'd you want to go there?
To become a priest of Madeira, of course. To cast the holy magics and lead people in the knowledge of law and safety and justice and order. To stand
Oh.
against chaos. They kind of wiggle their hand excitedly.
um, what can those old farts do anyway? I'm sure it can't be that impressive.
It's like, oh, well, the Modir, she can bring down great powers. I saw a golden light like that of an angel emitting from the Hus Madeira there. Ah, the things I could have seen. The things the sworn brothers can do. It's like a white holy flame washes over their warhammers. Of course, you know, a regular student can't do that, but I think there's probably more sworn brothers than there are discerning students, if you know what I mean.
Really? There's a lot of people have made their way in there, huh? And suffered through that room
He's like,
they
well,
put you in.
he says most of the priests for the region study at the Rock of the Law Seminary. It's our regional Madeiran seminary. The sworn
All right.
brothers swear a vow and stay there, and it's like, you know, where they live and pray and all that, but most of the priests are only coming and going. Of course, there's a couple around studying and teaching, but, you know, most of them come out to the Hus Madeiras. You know, there's one up in um, whatever village and down around wherever. You know, anywhere you find a Hus Madeira, there's a priest.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely not a place that we want to bash down the front door
He's like,
ever.
no, no, of course not. That's why those. That's why those damn sea wolves who tried came in through below. You see, there's actually 4 stories full of you know, ancient Madeiran wealth and lore, and even something I saw of the sea combers. But for some reason, when I was there, they had locked all the ways down. In fact, I think I saw some knights standing vigil over the entrance.
The the entrance by the boat that you got on, or?
No, the entrance to the crypt.
Oh, I see, I see.
There's
Curious.
Yeah, there's 4 stories of crypt and 3 stories of monastery above that, of seminary above that. They watch the door that leads down from the Hus Madeira. Of course, I couldn't see quite in. The angelic light was so blinding, and they had me get in the chamber, and I mean, you know the rest.
Of course, my friends. Well, okay, so we got some details. This is out of character.
Hmm.
We got some details. Um, anything you might want to ask or say, Trogborg?
The, there's not like monsters in the crypt, right?
He's like, "What? Why? Well, I don't think so. I mean, that wouldn't seem very Madeiran, would it?" They wouldn't
It's
want
a
the
crypto.
they wouldn't want the dead to rise or keep anything strange there. In fact, I hear there's wards that keep out demons and the like. Um, kind of does trail off and say, but I hear that the fisherman was telling me they found the longship that those Vikings pulled up in, abandoned, empty. And it didn't look like anybody had died with the sea wreck or taken anything from it, like it had been left to drift. Like maybe they all went in and nobody came out. I wonder if there are traps in there that would kill evil sea wolves. He seems excited at that and clearly, happily claps Album on the shoulder and says, well, at least if they put me somewhere bad, whoever tries to go in below goes somewhere worse, huh? Ha! That's Madeira's justice for you. The lion won't let the wicked have what she's owed.
Quite so, quite so. All right, well, I wish you the best of luck wherever you go from here.
Yeah, maybe I'll try my luck down the river. Anyway, safe travels to you, strangers. And then he goes back to resume drinking his miseries away. The party find themselves on the King's Way, or the Queen's Way, if you prefer, and are freshly equipped with new knowledge. You also know that someone was going to pay a lot of knowledge for sea. One of these wizards was going to pay a lot for knowledge of the Seacomber lore. And you just found a hot tip on a new Seacomber location. The last time you found one of those was at the bottom of Goo Deep.
Yeah, that sounds like a place we want to go.
Yeah. And then we can try to figure out is what happened to them? Are they still like under there or something?
Who knows? So, you are in a city, perhaps for the last time on your journey here. So just be sure to like make a note of any gear you want to buy. You have quite a bit of wealth, so I don't think anything is strictly speaking off the table.
Oh, what kind of gear would I even want as a wizard?
Check to see if you can get spell scrolls so you can learn them.
Now, do you want to go bother the fellow wizards for spell scrolls? Also, have you
Sure.
been using the book that you have that gives you another random spell scroll each day?
Oh, I have not. I forgot we had that. I don't have that in my inventory, so.
Okay, so it's the Tome of Gehenna. And the book speaks to you as they say, ah, yes, Album. You must shape up your form, Album. You're relying too much on the ease with which one can fire a magic missile. You must refine. And yes, you at this point would have been exposed to a number of wizard spells scrolls. I will let you know, and you could have learned them. So I will just let you know what those were.
Excellent.
Featherfall.
Uh,
Knock.
okay.
Protection from energy. When you go and hit up the high district, the castle district wizards, those who are willing to sell spell scrolls will part with mage armor, floating disc, and burning hands. For each, they ask the princely sum of 200 GP. More than the healing potion. Are any of those so interesting to you, you feel it worth it? You do have, like, thousands in the boat.
I would definitely pick up Burning Hands.
Alright.
Trying to find it in the...
It's a level 1 spell.
Level 1, there it is.
Burning Hands. Alright, done. So,
awesome.
With Burning Hands obtained, what do you want to do?
And then, where's Protection of Energy from Energy? Looks pretty good.
Well, bear in mind, those first 3, Featherfall, Knock, and Protection from Energy, just appear in that magic book. The only ones you have to worry about buying would be Mage Armor, Floating Disc, or Burning Hands.
Oh, okay. Well, I already know Mage Armor, so I guess Floating Disc and Burning Hands would both be of interest. Have I just learned the first 3 from the book?
Yeah, you already know Featherfall, Knock, and Protection from Energy. We can say you've been studying the book every night.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, I am loaded up.
Excellent. And Trogborg, do you have any further gear desires other than replacing your shield?
What
Perhaps
sort of magic items do they have?
So broadly speaking, nobody is selling magic, and if they are, it's at like a very high price. You look around, and you ask people about, you know, the purchase of such things.
I would be interested in like magic armor potentially, if that's a thing.
What are you looking for?
Like magic armor that would be light but effective.
Ultimately, there is not much in the diversity of armor. It's expected that the whiz will go without.
Fair enough.
So, the Lonely Three, the wizard tower that you guys are visiting already. Look at the scrolls, is widely referred to as the only place you're going to be able to find such goods. Sorry. So, there's a gnomish alchemist, the half-orcish conjurer, Borgar, and Taiwane Lyrael, the elvish illusionist. You visit them, and broadly speaking, approach them with information that you're interested in obtaining a magical item.
Also, probably also need to buy torches because, yeah.
Oh yeah, buy them up. And
Yeah.
after some consideration, Taiwane offers to sell you a short sword of the thief. +1 short sword, but it's considered a +2 if wielded by a halfling or a thief. Its benefit is that once per day you regain a luck token you just spent. However, they want to trade in kind for another magic item to part with it. So, does the party have a magic item which they are willing to give up?
No, because the ones we have is like the sail for the sailboat, and I think that's it. Like
And
from
this,
our group between us two.
yeah, it's like that, and the Wizard's book, which I do not want to trade away.
So yeah, I'm gonna just be buying torches.
It's a shame because it's a very cool item. It's a cool sword.
Yes, yes, but it's okay. All right. So
Guys are Crocodile Dun Lee. Alright, so you complete your shopping
hmm
and you leave.
Yeah, I just almost like double the number of spells I know. Hell yeah.
So your next journey is an uneventful crossing past the inn and to the boats. When you travel across the fen on the bridge, you get somewhat awkward looks as you cross this bridge, and it's two statues, and there are many pilgrims and penitents about. Um, Many of them swearing vengeance against whoever destroyed Covenant Point Monastery. And yeah, you get back to your ships. The world is your oyster. The seminary rock of the place you've heard about is over here. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Assuming you wanted to hug the coast or similar, it will take you 16 spaces. The long ship is a speed 9. You will arrive about 70% of the way through the second day of travel, and you can guarantee yourself good wins with your sail. What do you have any strong preferences or ideas about what you will be doing on this journey, or is that just the whole story? You set sail for the monastery.
I think we're setting sail for the monastery.
I
Very
think
good.
so, yeah.
Very good.
I would suggest to the crew that we wait for nightfall and attack then.
So you,
So
you
don't.
you plan as you sail. You make it out of the swamp, which does actually, I forget, take a double. 5. As you reach the open ocean, the day begins with a light, cooling rain. You are mostly shielded from it by the canopy of the swamp. As you hit the open ocean, the day is hot and the rain is heavy. You sail past the very destroyed monastery. There are people there who seem to have buried the dead and are on few soldiers in the nearby cliff camping out on watch. And they are there looking out at everyone around and you at the end of the night. So, um, you do notice that a rider sort of heads through the cliffs to the east towards the destroyed farmstead as night falls. Um, do you do anything in particular that night?
Um, I might chat with the hag.
She
Try
says,
to.
"My dearie, I don't feel I'm very used to being on boats." She still seems to not know who she is or what she's doing.
Fair enough. I might ask about like what uh what kind of power she has.
Says, "Well, I'm not sure." And then she kind of like moves her nose and says, "I think I can change my body." And tonight, the spell in the book is protection from energy for the next day.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Nice.
You're sailing. You're sailing. weather happens. There's a light rain and it's a bit hot. Late in the day, you see a ship departing from this lighthouse, headed on an intercept path with your longship.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to get ready.
Hmm. I mean, are they moving directly toward us? Are they doing
They're on an
anything?
intercept path. I mean, strictly speaking, they could be headed somewhere else, and coincidentally, but like they're moving such that they will cut you off. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And that
Here's some
is,
maneuvers.
and there were 4 Nords who joined you in the last place. Um, so yeah, I mean, you guys did destroy a notable place in this ship, which is part of why you didn't take it to the city. It's not impossible someone recognized you.
I mean, it's not. Could you try slightly adjusting course to be like, well, don't crash into us?
Can't. It's impossible. Only got a 7. Prepare for boarding.
I think you get advantage because you're a shippy
Yeah,
fellow,
yeah,
right?
no, I
Oh, you
rolled it
rolled
with
with advantage, and
That
this is
was
you
with
got.
advantage,
Nice.
yeah. Well, before we get in engagement range, I would cast Mage Armor upon myself,
All right.
just in case. Um,
Did Vermson die? He's 0 health here. No, I think he got stabilized. Vermson, half drown. Everybody is. Um, so, who would be aboard your main vessel and who would be aboard the secondary vessel? In terms of characters you're controlling right now. I see Trogborg. Do I not see Album? Album's right here. Album, would you be on the main ship?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we'll be together.
Alright. So, they say, they're gaining on us. And, sure enough, there was a brief exchange of missile fire. Fortunately for you, it is a brutal exchange of missile fire. Uh, the man to your right goes down with an arrow in his skull, and multiple people are wounded, and everyone is kettled up hard against the boundaries of the boat otherwise, and people are already taking damage preemptively, getting in cover, being wounded. Your own missile fire did not do much impressively against the foe. The other ship is maneuvering to like assist, but it looks like the enemy is going to take this initiative and crash into your side. So, um, it is just as suddenly as it begins. Album, you see the ship is about to crash in like this. I presume you don't be here when it arrives. But if you want to break
Yeah.
cover, you have to make me a dex check to dodge under the hail of arrow fire.
Oh, joy.
So do you stay put until the moment the prow breaks, or do you dodge arrows to run away?
I think I would try to get away.
Give me a dex check.
I've got a -1 on that. Total of 9.
Not quite good enough as you take 3 damage from missiles, arrows, and javelins before the fight starts, but you can be anywhere you want on the ship.
Okay. I don't know what the options are, but
Are we supposed to be in a different map?
Oh shit! Did I not move you to the map? I'm
Nope.
silly. Oop. All right, you should be
Oh,
where I
there we
am
go.
now. I was like, you know what the options are. Yeah. Put Jarl in charge of defending, and
So this boat to the on the west
yes,
side, that's the
with the
invading
soldiers and the
boat.
bond striders in the night. Yep.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna go back to my buddy Vormor.
All right. So. Yeah. Or dogs, defilers of the holy, kill them all. And a soldier emerges, long sword in hand. And he begins as they mean to go on with a shot that does not break AC. They pour into the gap and are met by your own shield compadres, who tend to form up on the side of the ship, pressing against them. There's a general scrum of violence and melee, and this knight sort of steps out and swears, "I shall kill you," when he points at Trogborg. Meanwhile, a bond starter gets a head start on that and throws a javelin at Trogborg, hitting you for 3.
All right, that hurts.
The guy next to you tries to sword you, missing horribly. And this is more or less how the combat line starts out. When we get to Vormor's turn, Vormor, your general ship scrum turn will occur on Yarla's turn. So it'll go you, your ship, and then Trogborg.
You mean Elblin?
Yes, album, sorry. What was I saying? Oh, you appear as Vormor in the order because I haven't properly renamed this token on this map.
Oh, I see.
Oop, fixed.
Okay, so sorry, say that one more time.
Your turn, ship turn, Trogborg turn, enemy turn. That's how it goes.
Okay. So am I up?
Yes.
Very good. Let's see. Protection from energy, that's not elemental. No, okay. I don't think I want to use that. So the closest enemy is like these two guys, right?
Yeah, these two soldiers are the closest foes to you. Although this guy's on the far side of the mast, so like you most cleanly see this guy.
All right. Let's fire away at that guy. Success.
That's a hit. You deal 2 damage. His pauldron and chain is spacked, and metal goes flying everywhere. He is shocked for the impact, but clearly more focused on the Viking axes and swords trying to rip him apart.
Be gone, barbarian.
Mm-hmm. It's Yara's turn. Your side presses in against the attacker. Their side rages back. Just broadly speaking, even a bit of damage is distributed all over across the line. You know, the half-drowned man gets nicked. But there is no loss of significance to either side. Not yet, anyway. And, oh, I suppose this guy's dead. Or actually, I didn't see him die, so... Alright. So, all that happens, and this fellow, and your other ship. Glugrug manages to bring your ship in, and in doing so, run up against yours, and your reinforcements are beginning to arrive.
Beautiful.
Drogborg, your turn. Sort of isolated here at the back.
I gotta go hit that soldier. That does not hit AC, yeah?
No, it doesn't.
Sad. Okay. I am gonna go ahead and move up to Yarla because
Mm-hmm.
getting close would always be good. Right.
All right, that's your turn.
Yeah, I think that's my turn.
All right. This Bond Star attempts to nimbly leap between the ships and winds up in the drink. This Bond Strider very nimbly leaps between the ships. And this soldier fills in, and this soldier fills here. And a very brave knight in plate armor on these ships comes right here. There's a general scrum as they press against your people. And your people press back. And neither side manages to really acquit themselves well in the chaos. However, this soldier tries to stab Yarla. Failing. This soldier tries to stab you, Trogborg. Succeeding, question mark?
Yep.
And my 7. And then this guy swings at you with advantage in 2 bastard sword attacks as he tries to keep his oath. Hit and a miss, yes?
Yep. So I only take 1.
Alright, he tickles you for 1 further damage. And yeah, it is Elbum's turn.
All right. Trying to think of something to do that, an option other than just more magic missile. From what I know of the spell, floating disc, could it be effectively used to like try to shove someone off the ship? Just like bonking into them.
You want to bonk someone?
So like I've got floating disc as a spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I try to send the disc careening into somebody to like knock them off the ship?
It probably isn't going to strike them with enough force to do that, but it could probably like awkwardly occlude the area like they're on Ninja Warrior, the game show. And awkwardly take up a space. What space do you want to take up?
I mean, space is taken up pretty well already. I don't know if that's worth spending a turn on.
Yeah, you could cast a different spell.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, really. Strikes your fancy.
Well, my 2 offensive spells are Magic Missile and Burning Hands, and Burning Hands I think would do more harm than good right now. So, Magic Missile it is. I strike at the same guy closest to me that I can see.
Alright. Start your missiles. Whoa, that was a close one.
Oh, ho, ho.
Thankfully, you have a good casting modifier.
Thankfully.
You plink him for 1.
Ping him for 1.
He's tinged on the other shoulder. This one time doesn't even break off any armor. But he is deeply bruised. On Yarla's turn, your side, generally speaking, thrust themselves into the foe. Foe thrust back. And your side does a pretty good job. That guy you've been shooting is now bloodied. Several of the soldiers are wounded. And Trogborg.
All right. We're gonna try to hit the knight. Let's see. I also we'll see if the luck if I'll have to spend a luck because I had Freya, but
You are missing by 2 right now.
all right. Let me re-roll with a +6. Hmm.
Is it +6 or plus 1d6?
1d6, yeah. So 1d6.
Hit. All right.
All right, 3
You.
damage.
Oh, so it's one-handed. All right.
Yeah, because I'm using the shield.
Yeah. All right. So you hack at him. Blood seeps from the joints. Other soldiers are embroiled. This guy tries to save himself from the waters. He doesn't drown. He gets back up here. This bond starter kind of like comes up to the back and hucks a javelin at Album,
Rude.
thudding into the wood barely. Oh wait, you have an AC of 9?
I cast Mage Armor, so it's 14 currently.
Oh, okay. We should.
This is why I picked it up.
Yeah. Thudding into the ground next to you. After tinging off an ethereal sheath around you. Okay, so. Their side clashes with your side. Your side clashes with their side. This guy in the middle dies. And your guys, like, you know, kind of wind up. Why does it always negate the first time I fucking kill someone? Stampede in over, and this guy is getting surrounded and very badly hurt. This guy gets nicked a little more, so the guy to your south is bloodied, and this dude is not doing so good. So they're not doing so good overall. Bond starters are having to come in and poke. It's a rough time. And the knight makes his 2 attacks. His oath is worn off. He misses. He hits. Unless you want to round shield that.
Nah, I think I'm gonna take it.
You take 7 on the chin, bro. And
Ouch.
not letting me select you. Oh no, it is. Okay. Ooh, okay. And the soldier also tries to give you a poke with a sword. Whiffing. Album, it is your turn. The scrum and the clash and the throes of battle continue.
Chugboard, you might want to chug potions.
Chugborg.
Yeah, I mean it's just a D8 for the potion, so I'm thinking I'll just have to do a shield wall and just up my AC to 20 for now.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah, that's good too. Does it take a full action to drink a potion, or what?
It's an action to use an item, so yeah.
Gotcha. Right, I think it's a house rule to make it a bonus action. Let me see. I've got a. I really wish I felt it. Could have a better option than Magic Missile, but. Should have picked it. Acid Arrow. I strike at the closest person I can see.
You're just taking a shooty shoot.
Yep, that's what, probably this guy.
Yeah, you give me a D4. Always up at 1 gaming. He's horribly been struck in the chest from that. It is your side's turn. You thrust into them and they attempt to defend. Do an even better job. Unfortunately, this guy dives into the water at 1 health. This guy in the middle is getting real fucked up. This guy's up at 1 gaming. And your boys are pushing in to support their brothers, but It's a risky time, and you're starting to have real named characters on the line soon. So it's Yarla's turn, or rather, Yarla does. They do all that, and Trogborg, it's your turn. Bear in mind, you also have those potions of healing. I don't know if you want to use one.
The thing is though, is if I do that, I can't do a shield wall.
Oh,
So I'm gonna do a shield wall, so I'm at 20 AC.
hmm.
Because it's just like that's technically going to be the best action because
Yeah, they're gonna have to try and
1d8
break that.
yeah.
Can I, on my next turn, can I like feed a potion to Trogborg
If you
as
can,
my
if you
action?
can get to him.
Yeah, fair.
Um, so the enemy crashes into you, trying to ride the momentum of felling some of your allies, and you resist them in equal part. Unfortunately, that does mean one of your allies dies.
No.
And however, it also means one of their soldiers dies. And there's a lot of little chip damage at the front. This guy to your south is like almost dead. So that happens. The soldier makes his longsword attack at Trogborg. Does not hit. The knight makes 2 bastard swords at Trogborg.
Oh.
He tickles you for 1 point.
Oh,
Bashing
lucky.
even through the greatness, he strikes at you and says, "How could you kill him? You monster, to destroy a monastery! You'll all die for this! You and your drowned goddess masthead will burn! Madeira!" And it's Album's turn.
Okay, so movement options. Is there an empty
Yeah,
space?
you could stand there. It would be kind of awkward, you know. It wouldn't be too hard to get knocked off.
I'm gonna go for it. I gotta support the front line.
All right, give me a dex check to slide through the tight front line. It's not gonna be easy.
Dex.
Oh, you find yourself trapped here instead.
Dang it. Okay. Do I still get an action?
Yeah.
I could teleport over there.
You just magic missile, just do chip damage.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Gotta thin the herd.
I will strike at the guy who's low. Success.
Wait, this guy right here?
Yeah, directly south of Trogborg.
Okay, he's down at 0 gaming. He had exactly 3 health remaining. A
Beautiful.
magical purple flame bursts into his head and burns up the side of it. He's hailed as the second coming of whatever Ramba's wizard character is. Yeah, so you've won, Album. You killed a guy. And
Beautiful.
with that, your allies strike forth and take the rejoinder of the foe. Just barely better than yours. You don't really manage to gain much strategic positioning or exploit the death as much as you would have hoped. The dead guy, eventually Vermson, bravely steps in and says, "I will show you how great I can be!" And, the battle rages on. Not much damage is really traded on this turn. Trogborg, your go.
Yeah, shield wall. I gotta hold the line, right?
Hold the line.
All right. This soldier, however, does see the need and steps down here and starts to engage in the main fight. Whereas the knight remains solely squaring off with you, making 2 bastard sword attacks. Oh. Do you want to break your shield on that?
Yeah, I think I have to.
He brings a
I
critical
lied.
blow that would surely sever you. You thrust your shield in, but the shield wall is over, pal, as your shield cracks into splinters. And it's just you and him. Album.
Oh, all right. I gotta go for the support. So I once again attempt to move.
Give me a dex to try and slide between your allies here. Oh, you almost hit 20. Well, you've wind up prone, but you're here.
No.
You want to try and like leap up and feed it to his mouth?
Sure.
It's gonna be a strength
If
check,
I
but if
can.
you fail, you're gonna fall in the water.
Oh my god, that's my worst stat. I don't know if maybe I shouldn't do that.
You could also cast from the ground. If you have any spells you'd like to cast.
What do you have available?
I've got Burning Hands, Floating Disc, Fixed Object, which I have to touch the object, Misty Step, Protection from Energy. Which protection from energy protects against fire, cold, or electricity. Which does not seem to be in play at the moment.
I mean, the funny thing would just be like if it's an area thing, just cast protection from energy on me, and then just cast burning hands on me, and whoever's nearby just gets set on fire.
I mean, I'd set all the other allies next to me on fire also, but it's single
Sad.
target. I'll just a magic missile the knight from here. Wait, question. So my following turn, would I be able to stand up and take another action without?
What do you want to do?
Basically, I'm deciding: do I want to stand up this turn or next turn? Is there any like?
It would be disadvantage for someone to try and shoot at you right now. So there's that.
True.
It would be advantage for someone to melee you if they got into melee range, but I mean, Yarla and Trogborg are in front of you, so.
But just the action of getting up, that's.
You just get to do that as part of your move normally.
Okay, yeah. So we'll stay down. And hit the cast. Get off my buddy, pal.
Yeah, so. You're shooting the knight?
Yep.
Pachoo! It thuds and cracks through his armor, and he's almost bloodied. He spits up a little blood on the grill of his armor. His helmet now spattered sanguine. Your side presses in, and their side attempts to hold you back. You do better.
Rah.
Yeah.
Battle cry. Insert battle cry here.
Guy is wounded. Your guys being to press into their ship, and it's all a very tight battle. And as the whole situation evolves, and as like the weapons and shit fly, yeah, it becomes clear that you're probably gonna win this. It is Trogborg's turn, Borg.
I need to take a potion. It's a 1d8, right?
So, it scales based on your level. Do you have the potion of healing text in front of you?
Yep, so 2d8. 6. Oof.
It's something.
It's something.
You go. So yep. All right. Did you do anything else in your turn?
I mean, that's it, right? I can't attack. So,
All right.
uh, time to hold the line.
By the way, the sacrificing your shield, is that a common
It's a feature of the
action?
round shield.
Oh, so it's tied to the item, not the
Yeah.
class.
Only one hits.
No, they're not shooting at you. They have wrapped burning rags around their weapons and thrown them onto your ship. There is now fire raging aboard your vessel.
Oh, lovely.
And the knight, they press into your side. Your side resists them. And it resists them quite well, in fact. This Bond Strider is fucking dead. This soldier is fucking dead. And so many of them are gone at this point that it seems that the people who are not the knight are, you know, breaking to fall back. And they're tossing fire onto your ship and trying to break free. But, you know, in the momentum, two of your guys wind up on their ship. And this guy, dedicated to killing you, just swings his sword 2 more times. Do I lose it?
Only the 18.
Doing 3, and then seeing that it's hopeless, he does get back to the ship and says, "Cast away!" And he, you know, leaps to make the crossing successfully. So yeah,
I wanted to finish that guy off.
Album. Your turn. I presume you stand up. There are 2 fires spraying the deck of your ship. The enemy are trying to withdraw, having rammed your ship and killed some of your bros. And it is now, you know, quite a decisive moment. Many people lie dead on the deck of the ship.
Indeed. Well, I guess there's no point in giving you a potion now, so I'll go back and try to put out the fire. Over here.
Yeah. You wanna go tamp out the fire?
Yep. Gotta keep the boat.
All right. You go and give me a dex check.
All right.
Manage to successfully smother the oil fire before it spreads further. This one, anyway.
Wonderful.
Your allies rush forward into battle. They try to keep you off of their boat. They do not succeed. So, their boat is starting to drift. Does this Nord save himself or does he drown? One of your allies manages to drag himself up half drowned and by the fire, of course. And yeah, the battle has shifted. They're trying to withdraw. It's going to be difficult for them to do so. And lots of your guys go over onto their ship. It is Trogborg's turn. Trogborg, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna chug the pot and join the rest. So,
All right, get that pot down.
all right. Well, I could definitely say the potions were worth it.
All right.
Oh, go.
Use yourself up 8 and move aboard wherever you'd like to go. You have a clear run because your allies sort of control the crossing point.
Cool. I'll go on across and then get up to here.
All right. The enemy crew struggles to push back. Your crew angles to keep control. You slap at oars, and they slap at the side, and neither equate themselves terribly well. The ship lazily moves away from yours, more because they are like unmoored from each other, and you know, wind and water are acting upon both. And as they turbulently drift, you know, wood and broken shield fall off of either, and there is now blood in the water. Well, there already was, but you know. The fight does not really go well for either side. People start to get tangled in one another, and the knight attacks with one bash's sword attack the guy between the two of you, and hacks him down. And then his next bastard sword attack. Is this a game where you can't split, move, and shoot, actually? He makes his next attack against the guy to his south. I'll think about that rule later. He misses.
Yeah, I don't know offhand.
Album, it's your turn.
I think I would like to try getting on the other boat.
Alright. So, if you want to do a running jump, I'd give you either dex or strength to make the leap. What's your strength check?
Actually,
what about the fire to the south of you?
I figure someone else could take care of it. We got lots of people still on the boat.
It's true.
And I was thinking of using Misty Step to get
Well. Let's see that
on the far side over here. Let's see if that's successful. It is, in fact.
Alright. Smoke swirls around, and then suddenly you're way over here. Whoa. Alright. That's your turn.
I think that's my action. So, yeah.
You want to move, or you just want to be there? The back of their ship.
I moved exactly where I want to be, so.
Alright. Aratus tries to stamp out the fire. He's not well versed in how oil fires work, however. You know, Vormor and Gazdog come over to help, but we'll see how that goes. Broadly speaking, the guys on their boat clash into the foe with great fervor, and the enemy respond with little. There is no unwounded foe remaining. This Bond Strider hits the ground dead, as does this other. Attempting to light one last flaming munition, they light their bundle on fire, and an oil fire begins to spread over the bodies and the mast, and quickly up the rigging into the sails. Fire and bits of fiber rain down around you all. Two enemy soldiers and the knight are all that remains standing of the foe. Trogborg, it's your turn.
They started my job for me.
All right. I'm gonna go over and love tap on the knight. Let's see. All right. It's only a +3, so let's just hope I get a high roll. And nope.
Not quite a high roll.
Nope.
All right. So the turn goes. The knight puts one bastard sword swing straight south. One bastard sword southeast at Trogborg. Neither hitting. Wait, does that hit you, Trogborg?
Yeah, it's I have a 13.
Yeah, no, you have no shield. All right, so he lops 8 off you, so that's one pot gone. And those who remain attempt to acquit themselves well in their final moments. And do great to your peril. One more of your allies dies, skewered between the enemy line. Vormor is down in critical condition, and bleeding out, scared, crying with a maimed hand for help. And yeah, you guys are on the ropes all of a sudden, and the fire spreads. And as it does, your ally here, who's starting to hear, is like, oh! As fire starts to catch on his leg, and he manages to position himself before it overwhelms him. All right. Album, it's your turn.
Well, things are not as I expected them to be, but when it came back around to me. Could I, in theory, Misty Step back to this side and use a potion on Verbson?
I'll allow it. So you, like,
right.
put it to his lips, and he drinks, whatever. All right.
Yes. I do need to succeed in the Misty Step, though. And I do. Okay.
You pour one out for your homie. Give me a d6. Some bolts back to life at full health. Is burnt and singed and ripped hand stitching himself back together.
Today is not your day yet, my friend.
He's like, you saved my life. I always remember this. And it is y'all's turn. Your allies yet in the fray press into their foe, and neither do terribly well. It is just more stalemate, but the fire is rising as the ship burns more and more, and the mast begins to crack and splinter and send sparks flying. It is Trogborg's turn, Borg.
Well, what can I do to just tackle the guy off the ship?
Give me a strength check.
All right. I am gonna do that. Let's see.
You lean in.
Oh,
his,
excellent.
Center of gravity is awful, and you send him spiraling. He launches himself off in his own efforts to be positioned properly, and you are left standing, and he is taken by Ron to the deep. Salt water suffocating the poor bastard as he is shot down, down, down in his heavy metal armor.
It's a rough way to go.
That's Trogborg.
Yep.
The remaining two soldiers press against Vermson and the Viking. The one here, dead. And then the very last man comes up against Vermson, and Vermson, inspired, swings his blade, brings it into position in front of him, and kind of fails to hit him, but the other guy fails to hit him. It's just kind of an awkward slap fight. It is Elbum's turn.
Let's see. I do have a staff. I'm gonna try bonking.
Give me a bonk. You critically bonk the enemy. Is it just a 1 damage weapon?
No, it should be 1d6.
Well, it's 2d6 because you critted, right?
I guess so. So,
So a d4, it's a staff. Or is a stave different from a staff? It might be. I think it was added in the Viking one. Yeah, give me 2d6.
Okay. That's 3.
You bonk him down to up at 2 gaming. With a critically hard hit, though, you send his helmet sailing. He staggers back and he enters into the fire and flame. He's He burns up horribly as the oil fire consumes him in the mast, and his rigging falls down. His knight slain by water, him by the flames. The battle is over, and all that is left is to evacuate the rapidly sinking enemy ship. Yarla throws you all a rope, and you manage to escape, although not with the bodies of your allies who died, although they do go down in a burning ship for a proper Viking funeral, so there is that.
Hey, out here, take what we can get.
Vormor. Vormor has one chance to save one of the stabilize one of the Nords, or one of the attackers if you wanted to. Give me an int check with advantage off of Vormor.
Gotta bring up his sheet.
They're just gonna throw the corpses overboard for the enemy if you don't tell them not to.
No objections from me. Let's see, 13 on the int check.
That is less than it takes to stabilize, unfortunately.
Dang it. I think Vormor has done like 6 stabilized checks and only succeeded on one of them, something like that.
4 Nord shipmates were lost in battle during this attack. You obtain 3 sets of chainmail, 2 crossbows, 1 long sword, and 3d6. So 5 crossbow bolts. All else from the invaders is lost to sea and storm. Your ship took several heavy impacts over the course of the battle. First, yeah, how do I not have this properly in? Do I have it in on another token? I check the East Carolizia. Do I have health on your token? Yeah, I do. Huh, funny. Okay. So, first you were rammed. For 3. Then the enemy ship was ripped out of you violently by the waves and the parting. For 10.
Oof.
Then there was a minor fire. And then there was a significant fire. After all, and then your allies tapped into you. But I would say that Glug Glug did a good job that didn't damage you. So, your ship is at 14. Your main ship is at 14 of 40, and your tag-along long ship is in better shape. All said and done, you sail into the middle distance, and yeah, it is late in the day as you approach Seminary Rock, a vast monasterial structure up upon the cliffs. You see caverns and a little natural cliff bridge cutting into this rocky bit of island, and you also see ships and sails to the south that have been set in. And it looks like those cultic raiders that you've seen in service to the vile dark gods. They seem to be laying siege to the seminary. How do you approach? You are just south of that island that you foraged on and found the pleasure sore and all that.
Wait, so what do we see with the...
The monastery is high on a cliff with a single bridge connecting a natural working of stone, and it is laid siege to by dark cultists.
Remind me, have we come, like...
Yeah, the first thing that happened was dark cultists attacked your ship. The very beginning of the...
Oh,
right after you did the
those
trial
dark
dungeon,
cultists.
you first came here, yeah. And they're the same people who joined some of the Vikings to attack the city. The reason the city held out is because when they got what they wanted, ... they betrayed the Vikings and ran off. You also fought the Dark Reaver and prevented him from sacrificing the cattle.
Right, so they're not friendly.
Yeah,
You found
no,
a strange one who was in the monastery and you killed him too.
Well,
No, but they're not
Perhaps,
friends to the Madeirans either. So you see an inter-Southerner religion war going on.
perhaps
And
we
there,
could.
how is the fight going?
It's a siege. Occasionally, there's an occasional missile fire, but it looks like based on the distance from the camps and the assembled mantlets to take archer fire, both sides have settled into a long siege, and neither is wasting ammo. There do appear to be some diggings and other workings underway on the far side, but you know.
Might there be some kind of side entrance where we could sneak in, taking advantage of a distraction?
Yeah, I mean, their eyes are mostly to the south. You, um, right now, you could try and angle back here and then after nightfall sail across. For a night raid. Do you want to?
I do like that idea. Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to make this active. Fuck. You don't see anything, right?
Nope.
Alright, good. So, you guys carry out a night raid. Do you want to bring both ships and everyone? Or do you want to bring one ship? How do you want to do this?
Should we
I
be
think we gotta
cautious
go
and just
big.
take one ship, or go big?
This is a pretty big stronghold, so
Your long
might
ship,
as well.
one of these long ships could take your entire crew at the moment. You could stash one of your ships, either the more damaged or the less damaged, at the northern islet. I would note, you came in on the one with the prow that has the Wolves of Ron, Ron herself on it. So I don't know if that would be one you'd want to especially preserve. Or if you'd want to ride in on it. But that's the one that's more damaged.
that's the damaged one, yeah. Okay, well, if we don't need both ships to carry people, then I would say we stash the damaged ship and go in on the good one.
Alright, you stash it in the Pleasure Shores Cave. And you sail across the way when night falls. Under these conditions, you approach a dark and mysterious place. And I get the fuck. So. Yeah, okay. Boom. Okay, so you're down here. You approach under the dark silhouette, and your pilot brings you as best they can towards what appears to be an entrance. You know that the defenders are 60 feet above you and close by. And surely they're keeping a close look. You try and do your best, but they have a 360-degree watch. You do not know whether or not they have seen you, but you think that if you light any lights before you are inside the cave, that could be, a bit of a giveaway.
My screen is currently all
Dark as fuck, yeah. So are you willing to hop in, splash into the vague direction of some waters and have a redo of your first entrance to a dungeon?
Sure. And then once we get closer, I'll turn on the torch.
Yeah.
Alright, so Album goes in. Frogboard goes in. And I would say I would say there is the sound of a promotion. As Vermson says, I've really risen above. I've really become someone. And is this a 3d6 drop 3d6 stat generation game? I think it is.
I don't know.
Alright. Vermson has leveled up. He's promoted. He's become someone. He's become the kind of guy who
Yes, it is 3d6.
could really make a difference. And oh god. Oh god. Vermson. I can see why he did not pierce the enemy's armor with his stabbing. How can die?
Oh no.
So, our boy is a -3 strength. +0 dex. -1 con. +1 int. +1
Now
whiz.
I want to point out there's a in character creation, if none of your stats are 14 or higher, you may re-roll.
Yes, but here's the thing: he's not a PC. He's just
Okay.
Vermson. He's just the peasant you picked up.
All right, I'm sorry, Vermson. I tried. I tried to
Vermson.
rules lawyer for you.
Vermson has been born. So rises the fearsome peasant boy. All right. So so joins the fray, dearest Vermson. With all 5 of his hit points. And yeah, so don't worry, you've equipped him well with, of course, leather armor, because there was some around. Actually, he upgrades to chainmail after that fight.
Yeah, we got a few
And
sets.
listen, so and he has, of course, to hand his trusty short sword, which he is oh so good at attacking with. And, you know, perhaps one day he'd like to learn a spell from you, but we'll see if he lives that long. So, Trogborg, light that torch. And I will resume the You know, as you come in here, I'm going to resume the Eye of Odening. Log out. Come back. Eye of Odin. So that, I do not take in more than I should.
Also, I think album needs to be put on the board. So can I do that?
Is Album not on the board?
I only see Vormore. Oh, never mind. I was looking in the wrong spot. I found him.
Is this light bright? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Do, like, select yourself for someone to get a good view of what's going on. There is layers at work. Okay, so. 19. You have arrived in a strange cavern, yawning out into the night, where your ship is moored.
Very good.
And, God, the way that the Eye of Odin works is really gonna piss me off here. Oh, no, actually, maybe it's fine. Oh, God damn it. Do I not have an Eye of Odin to actually just pop out and be a great actor?
Oh. Rhonda, it says your torch only has 14 minutes remaining. I feel like that's not
Yeah.
right.
I got 3 more,
Okay.
so we're good.
Alright. The view fucks up every time I mouse off to, like, look at something. So, like, I have to fix this shit. It's not letting me select and drag. Token. Vision. Vision enabled. Boom. Boom. Configure settings. God. It's probably because I'm not. Let me user configuration, player character. No, hold on. Oh, it's because I made it as a NPC, isn't it? Reactor. Character. Player. FR for real. Give that shit vision. Plop it down. Delete the other one. And now Eye of Odin. User configuration. Boom. No. It won't let me configure him. Alright, well. I guess the vision is gonna be. Oh, I hate this. We've done shit with layers before. Why was it not doing this? You guys aren't randomly getting like a white thing over what you can see, are you? Like if you mouse off of the Foundry tab? Or perhaps a descent into pure blackness?
Dude, it's not doing anything weird on my side.
No, it's not. That's not good.
Does it help to reload the page?
It's not gonna change the situation. Vision problem when player controls 2+ tokens. Actually, it's working the way I want it to right now for some reason, so let's just hope it keeps going. Alright, so. We've arrived in a shallow, sloshing zone. It is the insecure chamber. You see carved stalactites and stalagmites bearing leonine engravings that have cracked and fallen all over the chamber and rolled into the waters. And allow me to... Yep. So, what do you do? Oh, also, I would be remiss not to say... we are, of course, crawling in this. If you remember, everyone gets a basic one room move. And if you want to share that, you can.
Um,
You
how
mean
about
like? Sorry,
uh
go ahead.
you go ahead, Elvum, and I follow you with the torch.
Okay.
There,
Uh,
I I'm just trying to think here. It's just like, okay, the thing is I was just like, wait, I think, do we have another potion? Because maybe I need to chug one right now.
Oh, you also would have gotten one... Wait a minute, you wouldn't have gotten one night's rest. Never mind. Fuck. Um...
oops.
Do you want to have slept before you came? Slept on the boat? You know, I'll give you one night's rest of sleep.
Yeah, we were pretty torn up, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So you get... Because trust me, this is going to be...
Yeah, this is gonna be a slog. So
Going to
how
be
much do
quite
I
a
recover?
deadly place to be. To rest a character, must sleep can be broken up for light rounds. Success character says it gains all lost hit points and covers any stat damage. Okay. Top yourself off.
Simple enough.
Cool.
All right, and yeah. So the cards have fallen how they have. Trogborg, it's your go. You can forward the initiative as you like. Just bear in mind, you can do one thing, and you can move one room, and you could also do your action to move another room if you want to move faster.
Okay.
I would say Vermson has bonded with Album, and we'll just follow him around, unless directed to do anything else.
Elbum, you want to follow me? And we check rooms.
Let's do it. I do preemptively cast Mage Armor.
And you see room 14 to your east seems to have some sort of a destroyed bridge. Ooh,
Ah,
that's not a successful casting, is it? By the way, though, I will say, you all get a luck point. So everyone has a luck point. Do you want to spend it on that?
oh god, do I?
Because otherwise, remember, you can't cast a spell for the rest of the day if you fumble it. So that's goodbye mage armor for the day, quite probably the dungeon. Out the gate. But of course, you could be fucked horribly by some other thing later, so you know.
I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that. We'll immediately use our luck point. Oh, okay. Just barely. Cool. So yeah, I would move together with Trogborg.
Hold on.
All right. So we got a thing to the left and north, but
Yeah, so there's a passage to the north and a passage to the east. To the east, you can see some sort of destroyed bridge. To the north, you can see, you know, tunnels and chambers, as it were.
all right. Well, let's go north. I think that's about it. We can move, so I guess I'll just like look around.
You move into the hallway. So yeah, you see at the God, I'm gonna be driven crazy. This is gonna ruin. Oh, how was it? It was working. It was not fucking up 10 seconds ago. Oh, that's
Technology in a
that's
nutshell.
literally the trick. I just need to move over without mousing over the left side for reasons I don't understand. Okay. To your west, You see a drowned corner. There are 2 dead bodies in chainmail face down in brackish seawater, under an archway depicting the eyes of Madeira and celestial carvings venerating her. And in front of you, you see Chamber 18. You see an ordered and carved stones of stacked bones, rubbed with lapis lazuli. And you hear a bickering sound coming from within. Comes the sound of the bickering.
Does it sound like a creature? One that I might recognize?
You might.
Can I try to identify based on sound?
Yeah, give me an int check. I guess.
Nat 20.
Okay, the wet, dead sound, the airless push, through, long-rotted lips, it is clear as day to you all of a sudden. You're not sure how you could have missed it to begin with. They are ghouls and aghast, which is a more intelligent ghoul.
Oh, I quietly, grab onto Elfham's arm and whisper, "Those are undead. Let's go the other way."
Yeah, so 18 seems to have the bickering undead. And 20 has some drowned people, and 21, you see the ground actually moves to be some sort of worked stone that looks more like a proper temple or crypt structure. Up here to the northwest.
Alright, so do we go northwest?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
I presume you, like, creep along, stepping somewhat quietly.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna be very quiet.
In case you're hunting wabbits.
Wascally wabbits.
Yes. Vermson is, of course, catching you up. Eva, your faithful follower, oh dear Vermson, and he comes up, and you find a door. So, let me just describe the chamber you're in. This is the conjunction chamber. You see Madeiran carvings of scales, lions, and celestial text blend between 2 styles. A detailed set of sigils seem to bleed between the 2 as they wrap from the entrance to the caverns to the stone door. There's a small white plinth here, holding up a carved blue conch shell.
Ooh. I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Give me that roll! And also, that's going to be your action. Come over here.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, there goes the Detect Magic.
I was doing so well.
Do you have a thing which lets you reroll a failure, like, magic thing?
I do not.
Sad.
I just have a general bonus to spellcasting. It would be handy, though. Oh. Torch expired.
Alright, so that'll be
Huge torch.
Trogborg's action, will be relighting new torch.
Yep.
The torch is dead. Long live the torch.
Alright, so there is a door ahead of you, and,
Alright, well, if I may, I will try to investigate with a little less hand wiggling, I guess. Just looking at it to see what, if there might be any magical locks or traps or anything like that.
and just to describe this place generally to you. The materials of the caverns are natural caverns, stone, polished, etched, and carved to form holy symbols of Madeira. The materials are gray of the worked crypt area you're in now are gray and white stone hewn directly from the cliffs, polished and worked immaculately. You smell faded wood pine, embalming fluid, charred ash of cremation, the raw edge of rot. A strange chill overtakes and underpins all other sensations. And, yeah, so, congratulations. You're here.
Hooray.
You look again at the carved blue conch shell. It's been carved with Madeiran symbols of a very old nature, and it feels like a profoundly religious item. It is clearly here in a place of honor, and it is at the juncture between two styles, two modes, the old and the new. So,
Curious. Do I get any insight on any? Like, you said there's a door, right? Or was I mistaken?
there is a door, yes. So do you see the little symbol on Foundry and like the little bar of white?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a door.
I have a general want to open this door, but I want to check if it's magically protected in any way.
Okay, you look at it, you don't see any such carvings. You don't have detect magic up.
Okay, so with my faculties as they are, I don't notice anything odd aside from the conch.
Indeed.
Well, I try to open the door, just normally.
All right. You step up. You open the door and you see the chamber beyond.
All right, let me go ahead.
Cool. All right. Well,
This. What am I seeing?
So you enter in to a junction chamber, and you witness before you in little stone alcoves what would appear to be sealed sarcophagi.
Don't disturb the sarcophagi, right, guys?
yep. Not while we have other stuff to do. At the
Yeah.
very least.
Let's go right.
All right, you head to the right. You find yourself in a backward-looking room. The floor and ceiling are mirrors with the gray swirling edge when stared into that almost covers the room in a reflected only fog. 3 sarcophagi rest in alcoves. One is under heavy chains and a thick lock.
One of the sarcophagi is under lock?
Correct.
Oh. Considering that we already ran into
These
some
two,
other
by the way,
undead.
the map orientation is weird and I'll probably fuck it up, but strictly speaking, up is east and down is west. There's a compass rose on a map that we can't see right now. But when I say the 2 eastern ones have already been cracked open and their inhabitants turned to ash. If you look inside, you see that there is tarnished priestly robes and a single potion of vitality.
Okay, what does that do again?
It ups your HP and heals you, but if you're max HP, but if you've already drunk it, there's a chance that it can kill you immediately. If you've ever had hit point growth from it, I think Pat's drunk one. I don't know that.
Yeah, I never drunk
has.
one, so I think I'm going to take it just because I can use more HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a permanent bonus.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
And it's topped with the visage of a monk brewing in a cauldron and holding a vial. All right, so you glug, 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 drink that ancient potion up out of the ash pile, and priestly vestment remains.
Highly hygienic, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that is 1d8, right?
Correct.
Cool.
6 permanent hit points and heal them up. So you're up at over 30 now. My God.
The man cannot be stopped.
Well, I mean, it just means it's like I'll just take a lot of hits, but that's it.
All right, so 3 passageways sprawl to your east. I would say that was Trogborg's move in action. And Elbum, it's now your go.
A question that just occurred to me: would we have had spare shields on the ship
Yeah.
that Trogborg can take?
Trogborg, you could have grabbed his spare round shield.
Okay. I have a two-handed weapon, so I don't think it makes sense for me to take one. Okay. I want to quickly look at the locked sarcophagus. Are there any inscriptions or anything?
So this sarcophagi shows a mourning figure gazing up at the sun and being wreathed in flame. The lock looks very sophisticated.
I do have a spell to open locks.
You?
There is a decent chance for there to be treasure. You know what? It's this one next to the number 25.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. We're here for treasure. I'm gonna try opening it.
You can do it.
Oh my god. Ugh. Heartbreaking. I don't think I can do anything else about that, so...
How about I do this? So, it's locked and such with chains.
Yes.
Do we have anything the equivalent of bolt cutters?
Do you? I don't know. What's in your inventory?
Nothing good.
I got a flint and steel and some rope. That's about it.
So what do you try to use?
I mean, you could try smashing it.
Yeah, I think I'll have to smash. So, strength check.
I will,
What are you trying to smash it with?
I guess the hilt of my sword.
Okay. And what's the plan here on the sarcophagi smashing? Like, or is you're just gonna try and like bash the sarcophagi, right?
Yeah, we're trying to it's a piñata. Treat it like a piñata.
Oh, I figured to try to bash the lock first.
We could try.
Okay, give me the attack.
All right.
Okay. You can tell that if this metal could break to mortal strike, it would have, but it can't. This is a chain. You see how it shimmers in its strange gray beauty and splendor that can only be severed by magical attack. Speaking to the import of what must lie within, surely.
Magical attack, you say? I try such an attack.
Alright. The magic missile strikes the chains, and they go flying off. The lock falls to the side. It will take a great test of strength to pop the seal on the sarcophagi. Are you prepared? And do you have a pry bar to maybe make that easier?
I've got a staff. Not a pry bar exactly, but
Do you have anything to leverage, or are you just gonna try and rip it open, Trogborg?
Rhonda?
You rolled. What was the result?
13.
Oh.
Because it's just like, I don't want to break the sword, so might as well just, use raw strength. Lifting with the legs, right?
The 13 is insufficient. Let me, So, this is kind of like our actions have gone round, and, maybe just, all right. So, your efforts thus far have not popped it open. It is Trogborg's go once more. Okay, Trogborg. You
Yeah,
really,
21.
really put your back into it. For no particular reason, where are you standing while this happens, our dear friend?
I'm right here.
But then also our dear friend,
Album.
I'm like slightly off to the side, like where you see me.
All right. So,
As we face the consequences of our actions.
yeah. So as you hear motion as you puncture it open, and perhaps too late, you realize that a grasping hand reaches up as you attempt to shove down, and the whole situation gets a little topsy-turvy. I'm going to stop speaking like I'm Dr. Zeus and find the fucking Shadowdark folder. Okay. Oh. Alright, so. Okay, so, yeah, Foundry's always weird with this one. Alright, so. Before you emerges a figure who seems to have been driven quite insane, crying out for freedom. Freedom! And they seem to have been buried in priestly raiment, but they have ripped and torn at themselves until it has been reduced to shreds, showing only the implements of bondage that have held them in. And now they rear their head free, and they open their mouth to show elongated fangs, the pale pallor of death about themselves.
Oh.
And
Like
so
a
it is
vampire.
that the vampire spawn emerges.
What the hell do they have vampires down here for?
Indeed. So, Trogborg, that's your turn. Album, it is your turn, and there is a vampire spawn in front of you.
Let's see. Well, first question is, do I still have mage armor active?
Yes.
Okay. What is the vampire spawn wearing anything like armor or such?
Not. You're looking for metal, correct?
Or anything that would hold them in place if I used fixed object on it.
Not really. They've torn away most of their clothing.
Fair enough. Um, I think I will go for a bonk. I can reach them from here, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. That's a 9.
You whiff the attempt to strike down your foe.
So let me see if I can edit that. That is supposed to be 1d6. Why does it keep saying 1 for the damage? Okay, well, I would just take a step back.
All right.
That's my turn.
The vampire spawn reaches forth and bites twice against our dear hero, Trogborg. Trogborg, I think that's a hit and a miss. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a hit. Cool.
So, that is a hit. You, my friend, take -8 to that hit point bar.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition, you, so he heals, but that doesn't really matter. And you, permanently lose 1 point of constitution. In addition to the 8 damage. So yeah.
That recovers from rest, right? Or does this...
This is designated as permanent, so it does not.
Oh, wow. Oh,
so this thing
great.
hops out and starts biting into you and says freedom and like sucks at your blood.
Oh boy.
And yeah, so that is the enemy's turn. Vermson's like, oh my god, and runs in and tries to stab it with his short sword. Successfully poking the enemy for 1 damage. It is Trogborg's turn. Trogborg, you manage to throw it off of you as it tries to suck the blood out of you. You swing the bastard sword strong and true. One-handed, I presume, giving you the torch in the other?
Yeah.
You deal 5 damage to him. Alright, that's your turn?
I think so. Elbow, it's all on you.
Alright, Album.
Oh boy. Well, I've got magic missile. Also, I can't really use it currently. But Burning Hand says that it's a circle of flame. Does it have to be a circle? Could I choose to just, like, do some flame directly in front of me?
I assume you shoot out of your hands like a cone. So you would need to not have your allies in the way.
Right. Okay. Well, like I said, I can't really use that right now without hitting people. So let's do some missiles.
Magic missile. Purple flame crashes into the foe, delivering 2 DiMaggio. This is my reward after such a long wait. They cry out maddeningly. So where do you want to move, or you want to stay where you are?
I'll stay where I am.
Okay, the first bite attack targets Vermson. The second bite attack targets Trogborg. It snatches and slappers and slippers and sloopers, but doesn't manage to grab your favorite boober, Vermson, or Trogborg. So, it is in fact Vermson's turn. And Vermson, I'm realizing I control him, makes a sword attack. Hitting for 5.
Nice.
Alright. So, at the top of the round, I'm assuming that you're like racking your brain for your vampire lore at this time, Album, right?
I am indeed.
Give me an int check.
Alright. That's a 9.
You think that maybe he's immobilized by stakes, or maybe it's garlic, or maybe both. You think that there was something you were supposed to remember for fighting vampires, but you can't seem to put your finger on it. Trogborg, it's your turn, Borg.
Alright. I am going to use a luck. I have the luck I got earlier also stacks with the Freya thing, right?
Yep.
Alright, so at least I still have another luck, but...
Alright, so that's 10 fucking damage.
Beautiful.
You've nearly struck down the vampire spawn.
You can do it.
Could you perhaps step back?
Sure.
Yep, there's no sorts of like opportunity attacks or anything in the system, so you could just have like, scooted back.
Yeah.
Alright. Potentially risky move, but I am going to
Run in, throw up your hands, and be like, burning hands, and just flame throw.
precisely.
Point blank flame throw the vampire spawn. Yep.
Oh my god!
Oh,
What is happening with my
A
roll?
critical failure. Oh, beautiful. So, that's a mishap. What level is Burning Hands? Let's check.
It's a tier 1 spell. a level 1
Alright,
spell.
so, mishap. Let's go, wizard mishap. Could you roll me a d12, sir?
I can. Oh, this is the perfect time and place to
Explosion!
get my
You
first
take
mishap.
1d8 damage as your hands explode, scorching you. You suffer, my friend, a clean 4 damage, and that's the end of your turn.
Pain
Yep.
and suffering.
The first vampire spawn bite goes at Vermson. Which unfortunately for Vermson will be a bite for more health than he has. And the vampire heals. And Vermson loses. And Vermson's not looking too hot. The vampire spawn is looking a good bit hotter. And then it is your turn, Javi, as he goes for Album. Missing, snapping his jaws and missing just barely. Verbson is on the ground. 1d4 minus 2. Oh. Well, he wouldn't have gone all. He wouldn't have gone all the way to 0 because I just did the modifier because like the whole number was trickier. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't really save for an NPC. But so I should say he's dead next turn. He's bleeding out.
Yeah. Lovely.
It is Trogborg's turn.
Oof. I guess get on top and try to hit this person along with you. So, good luck. Let's do this.
I believe in you.
Alright, you deal 4 damage. It's Album's turn. Album, what are you gonna do?
I feel like I should try to stabilize.
I mean, the vampire is right in front of you, and you note that when he successfully bites, he heals. He was barely
Yeah,
up, but now he's still got a bit of health. So there's the question of, you
I
stabilize
know.
Vermson. But also, if Vermson dies after being bit by a vampire, you're not sure that's going to go for you either.
I know. Um, well, I don't think I can kill the vampire currently. I could damage it, of course, but I don't think.
He looks like he's got. If you did max damage with your stave, you'd kill him. You put him down at least.
That's a very big if. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and try it to stabilize.
Why don't you just cast hold person or like hold object?
I have fixed object, which can only be cast on an object that weighs no more than 5 pounds. So I don't think I have a valid target that would be
Oh,
helpful.
bad.
So, yeah, I'm gonna trust in your ability to frontline for now.
Successful stabilization.
And successful stabilize. Okay.
Down, but he's not out. All right. Frogborg. The vampire spawn crawls out of his sarcophagus, bites at Trogborg. Dealing you 1 damage. Healing 7. And dealing 3 permanent constitution damage to Trogborg. And then, for the second attack, bites at Album. Delivering 6 damage, permanently
Great.
reducing your constitution score by 2, and healing for 4. They are above bloodied at this point.
That was -2 con.
Alright, Vermson is stabilized, but still kind of like on the ground, helpless. Trogborg's turn.
I'm hitting it with the torch.
Alright, so. Is that applying all your bonuses? Because don't you have like a +1 to attack with weapons or some shit?
Yeah, there's a +1.
Okay, then you're 13, you hit. Okay. Roll 1d4 +2. You note that, by the way, the misty mirror in the ceiling and floor that seems to have an unseen fog in it. The fog is disrupted by the presence of the vampire spawn, even though you can't see the vampire spawn's visage in it. So you deal 4 damage, and the vampire seems to be burning. And it's not happy about the burning. It's feeling the burn. So, that's not good for him. That's your... Now remember, there's no disengage or anything. Would you stay where you are, Trogborg?
I think so, because I do not want Elum to get hit.
Well, Album has been hit, because remember, the vampire spawn's like stepping around and hitting both of you.
Okay, yeah, so I guess we start rushing back out or something, Album?
Yeah, I guess so.
If you stood in a 1x1, the vampire would be forced to take you. Like, if you stood right here, the vampire would have no choice but to bite whoever's here, you know what I mean? Assuming he stands and fights.
Yeah, if you want to hold the hallway, I can.
Yeah, I'll hold the hallway, you get Brimson out. Hopefully I survive long enough.
Alright, so Album, you want to drag Vermson back, right?
Yeah.
Alright, that's going to be your action. And I would let you go as far as you can go. How far do you want to go? You want to call here?
Um, well, as far as back to the exit as I can.
Okay. Let me int check real quick. See if you remember something.
Sure.
You recall that there are bickering ghouls right here. Sounding hungry for flesh. You presently have a bleeding, wounded guy with you. You would kind of be like, you know, the hot dog cart from their perspective.
God damn it. Not a great situation all around.
You want to leave this door open or close it?
Do I still have an action doing this? Could I well, oh wait, no. Because I'm thinking of Misty Step, but could I teleport someone with me?
That's a good question.
It just says you teleported near distance to an area you can see.
I think you go alone.
Yeah, so I don't think that plan would work. I was trying to teleport past them. I think we gotta hold our hold here, or leave him behind. So
Trogborg, what's your charisma modifier?
Zero.
Okay. The vampire spawn seems to contemplate fleeing, but looks around and seems befuddled by the mirrors, and burns for 1d4. And then he bites you twice.
Oof.
That's 10 total damage. And I'm gonna say he look at his regen. The fire is dampening his ability to regenerate. He only gets half of that. He only gets 8. Top that, however, you suffer 5 points of constitution damage. What is your constitution at this time, Trogborg?
I had 17 at the start. I'm now going to be at 8.
Okay. That is his turn. It looks like if he could have his morale broken, he would try and flee, but his reaction to you was, once he got his bearings, was hostile, and he seems to have held morale. Although the fire seems to be a pretty significant factor against that. So if you have anything else that could drive him away, you know,
I'm going to spin a luck because
yep.
This is it. I'll just drop the damn torch so I have two-handed.
Drop the torch on the ground. I'm gonna let you take the one-handed damage there because that's bullshit. You hack into him. You drop the torch on the ground, which I think you can drag it off your sheet and put it under you or something. Elbum, what do you do? The vampire spawn's looking pretty low. Not low enough that you could do the job with burning hands. Not low enough that you could do the job with that other thing, I should say.
Would I be able to light a torch and throw it?
Yeah. Give me a dex check.
Alright. Here goes nothing. 14.
It hits. Roll me 1d4.
Excellent.
Okay.
Do we get the +2 bonus on that?
No, because that was his stat modifier. So,
Okay.
The fire is badly overtaking the vampire spawn, and seeing what has happened, they rush across, confused but still able to make their sense of it, and disappear, screaming around this corner. And let me just check something about a certain room. You hear a ghastly wailing, as if there was something you was rejecting something, and a horrid whirl. And, a fire burns somewhere. Alright. It's Vermson's Termson. He's stabilized. It is Trogborg. And let me, check something.
Let me pick up the torch again. And we are going to be I think it's time for us to get going back to the ship, should we?
Yeah.
I
I don't think we have much other choice.
yeah, we got really messed up.
Alright, and
how we're gonna get there?
yeah, so you can enter this room. This is part of your move. And you hear a sudden stop in the chattering from around the corner as you enter the room. And then there's a sniffing sound.
Let's make a run for it.
Do you want to? Do you just sprint for it?
Might as well.
Give me your choice of strength or dexterity. Oh, Drogborg. You, you trip. And, is this like a second torch? You trip by the pool. And, you see that they are Viking raiders like you, who have died here horribly. And they start to move, as you realize that they too are ghouls. Now confused at what is happening and hungry for flesh. And, Album, it's your turn. You heard, your boy take a hard thud. You're dragging a guy, so you can't really sprint that far or that fast.
Yeah, I'm also dragging the guy that would probably attract the most attention. But I just gotta go for it, I guess. So,
I mean, if
however
all
far
else
I can make
fails,
it.
I guess we leave Remsen behind us to sacrifice, right?
I guess we'd have to, yeah.
Alright, so you just try and do your best to drag him as far and fast as you can, or?
Yeah, hearing Trugborg fall over, I think I would try to go at as far as I can without rushing.
You get to about here.
Oh, are these the ghouls? There's the ghouls. Oh boy.
Those are the ghouls in the pools. Or you saw two bodies there. You hear someone horribly scream as they burn up.
Well, they're probably taken care of.
Meanwhile, Trogborg. What's your turn? What do you do?
I'm gonna get up and run.
Alright, give me a strength check again.
Yep. Let's see. I
No.
guess this is the end of Trogborg.
You don't
This is
fall, but you
the-
stumble into this wall.
Yeah.
This is the caves of bad luck. Oh no.
Album. It's your turn. This could be a very pivotal turn. So you know that there's like 3 or more undead in this chamber. There's 2 who are about to rise from the water. Your dragon Vermson, Frogborg is stumbling, torch dropped. You're within shouting distance of the ship, and your light should be visible to them. What do you do?
I try to. Let's see. Trogborg is right there. Let me just get on the other side of Trogborg and shout for help.
Alright. You reach this room, and you shout for help, and with the light illumining multiple of your allies on the ship, make ready for battle.
And to be clear, I would try to move toward the ship, you know, as well I can without rushing, because I don't want to try to risk a roll here, but
Okay.
don't want to waste movement either.
Trogborg. These ghouls spend their turns getting out of the water. One of them wetly flops a foot on this torch, extinguishing it. One of them. And they kind of like pour out into the hallway. And there's a ghast deeper inside who seems to gnaw on bones they were fighting over. This ghoul tries to claw you. Does that hit?
I have an AC of 13, so
Okay, make the con check. You pass.
okay.
And you
Even with the new score,
So you took 6 damage. So you're up at 7 gaming. One more guy tries to hit you. He hits you. Deals you 4 damage. Make one more con check. Even with the new score. Alright, holy shit. Burmson is down for out. Okay, so your crew begins to respond. There's the Shadow Burmson who wanna be So, the
And
least...
you know, I would shout out and be like, "These caves are full of monsters, ghouls."
So, 2 of the least wounded Nords, and Glovefrog are the first in to aid their comrades. And let's see how quickly they make the crossing. They make it really fast. So, they get up to you across the room, and Gluffrug starts swinging a great axe. Striking this ghoul. Get him to half health. This Nord in the back tosses a javelin.
Left rug to the rescue.
Dealing 3 damage. This Nord swings, get behind me. And, wait a minute. Let me see how that should actually... It's not going to show me how to use it. But he's going to throw a javelin over your head. Okay. This ghoul is down.
Nice.
Trogborg, it is your turn.
I'm moving behind. I'm just like, thanks. He's just like has a lot of blood trailing behind
Yeah,
me.
you hop down to the salt water. It stings at your wounds.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Oh my god. I can't believe we're alive still, honestly.
So, Trogborg, you get to the water, and you want to like dash.
I'll try dashing.
All right, give me a well, yeah, give me a strength. You just to swim through the waters. Finally, you do a good job, and you actually get back to the ship. And Vormor tends to your wounds as the ship doctor. And Album, it's your turn.
I get back to the ship.
All right, so you have a downed man. How do you get him through the waters?
Oh yeah.
Do you wait for someone else to do it and just like go yourself? Do you wait for him to be carried out?
I'm gonna let someone else do it. Someone who doesn't have a -2 to strength.
All right, so you just headed for the ship.
Yep. So I'll set him down like as close to the exit as
Right,
is
yeah,
reasonable.
You got him on the ledge.
And then I book it.
Okay. The undead enact their toll. By which I mean miss all their attacks.
Oh, they couldn't
Oh,
have done that
now
while we
they're
were
missing.
fighting, huh?
Ufrug carries his boy out on his back. And yeah, mysteriously, or miraculously, I should say, no one has died as they get back to the ship. Furtive attempts are made by ghouls to kind of bait at you from across the way. And someone says, "Is that another raider?" No, it's a undead. Horrified, and they make a general show of firing their missiles. In the process, they down 2 of the ghouls. So, realizing they will get no cheap snack here, they fuck off. Okay.
Well, that went great.
Yeah.
As we're both up at 3 HP.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for your constitution score.
I think it's time for a new character, right?
I mean, you could seek like a divine way to cleanse yourself of the vampiric taint.
Oh gosh.
But you can also just roll up a new character at your level and replace one of the generic Vikings with them.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll deal with that later. It's just funny. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, once vampire spawn, and I think what needed to be done was we needed to stab it in the heart with your staff, but we didn't get the in check for that passing.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see. So you guys, we
I
have
was
like
hoping that incinerating it would be enough, but we see how that went.
we have about 20 minutes remaining. Do you guys want to call it here, having withdrawn successfully from your first dive into the dungeon?
Yeah, because we need to have a moment to just like
Yeah.
think and strategize
Also-
about how we're gonna get back in.
Remind me, did you bring the conch?
No, I thought about it, but
Fair. I mean, it was an unidentified magical item. All right.
yeah, I wanted to grab it on our way out, but I was carrying
Yeah, Vermson.
Vermson.
All right. Well, I think that does it for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and enjoying our Viking adventure.
Thanks for watching.
We're going to go
Watching us
raid.
flounder.
Hit points not required. Farewell, everyone.